Good morning, everyone. I am going to try to make this as quick as possible because I have things that I need to do with my little Indio Gigantas. They need to get out of their little barn today and get some exercise and some greens. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to try to corral them into the first little area. And then at night, I'm going to try to corral them back in because the last time I let them out, it was torture getting them back in. And I don't want to hurt them. They're so fragile. They're probably not. But anyway, got lots to do. The garden looks great. I need to pick some more cucumbers. I need to check on some beans. And those tomatoes are just coming up everywhere. They're like everywhere. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. And we're so glad because now we have a lot of bacon to go with it. So that way, easy summer meals. BLTs and some fresh watermelon. Boy, that sounds like a perfect meal to me, does it not? Okay, so let's get on with this because I am so disturbed by what I see. Before I go any further, though, I do want to recommend Jezebel Vibes. Her name is Christy Burke. She's out of East Tennessee, and she is fighting the fight. A gorgeous young lady with an articulate, platform. She's good. I love this young lady. Yes, I do. And I think you should watch her videos if you don't know about her. If you do know about her and you're not subscribed, go back and subscribe to her because she is doing the work and she is awesome. But anyway, if I was her mother, I'd be so proud. Anyway, you know, there's so much going on. And we're going to cover a little bit of everything because I think it's necessary. You know, what happened in Texas is absolutely horrible. What happened during Helene was absolutely horrible. Okay. During Helene, the MAGA conspiracists said that it was Joe Biden's administration that caused the weather to be so bad to wipe out a red state. When I heard that, I was like, what? That's crazy. Okay. Number one, full blown, absolutely bonkers, nuts, crazy. Crazy. And MT Rex waving her little Dino arms about that is frightening. That people that are in charge of our Congress believe such nonsense and tells her people, followers, the same thing and they believe it, okay? But now she's saying that the government caused the Texas floods. Now, wait a minute here. Okay, so the Biden administration is no longer in charge. I mean, Biden's administration and Biden is getting blamed for everything under the sun that Trump's doing wrong and unconstitutional and all of this. It's all Biden's fault. And with all of the cruelty with ICE, it's still Biden's fault because he let the people in. And if you really look at true numbers and you look at everything that went on and his deportations and all of that, people still blame Obama for things, which absolutely astounds me because anyway, let's not go there. Let's stick with this. The government is causing natural disasters to occur. First of all, you have to have an understanding of science. I know it's a stretch for some to think about science, right? Okay, so we do have global warming, climate change, whatever you want to call it. It is occurring. It is scientifically proven. Okay, happened. Just like evolution. Just like we know the dinosaurs were here. Just like we know evolution occurred. It's scientific. Now, when you disband science and put a conspiracy to it, you're insane. I mean, insane. Because if MT Rex waved her little Dino arms about Biden causing Helene to be so bad on a red state, she's now blaming the government for what happened in Texas. And It's not Biden's administration anymore. So did she misspeak, or does she think that Trump's administration is causing this harm to a red state? I mean, that's for you to decipher. I know she's insane. I know that people that believe what she believes are insane because conspiracies are never proven. If they were, they would be fact. And if you can prove a conspiracy is not fact through science and information and documentation, it's so much. It's too much. I can't, I, you know, it's hard enough to listen to the facts. But when you start getting into the rabbit holes and hoops and jumping through the hoops to the rabbit holes, and you can't connect the dots because the dots are too far apart and it doesn't make sense, but man, you're weaving a web in between those dots. That's insane. Insanity. Okay, I need a drink. Hold on. I've been dreaming. I've been drinking that espresso, and I'm going to tell you, it's probably why I'm a little more. It's good, though. And I got it on discount. All right. So let's back up for just a second. So, weather. Neither Biden nor Trump's administration caused any weather events. Okay? You know, that's like the space lasers. She's nuts. And she should be proving how nuts she is to you by trying to weave you into connecting dots that make no sense. Okay, let's go on. I can't deal with MT Rex anymore. All right. Epstein files. We know that Trump is in those files. We know that he has been in the court cases of Maxwell, whatever her name is. We know that. I don't care if Epstein was killed or not. He sexually abused, trafficked, and destroyed the lives of many young women, girls, little girls. I don't care if he's dead. I don't care if he was killed. Here's what I care about, though. And you're like, oh, well, that's not very Christian. Like, okay, well, guess what? Sometimes I do believe an eye for an eye, or an eye for 100 eyes. How's that? Or more. Here's the thing. Oh, my God. Trump was in all of the files. He was on the flight list. He's in photos, video with Epstein. He had talked about Epstein. He himself is a sexual assaulter. One of the girls pointed to him for raping her while she was trafficked by Epstein. So that was already established. It was already established that he's been on the flight logs, the call list. It doesn't matter. If you go further into the investigation, you're going to find it. Now, it's not rocket science. That's not science at all. That's just horrible. I mean, disgusting. Now, after they said they were going to release, and they did bring in influencers, and they released this binder of information that we already know, the call list, the flight list, the video, just that. But we also heard Blondie, who is just an evil wench. Oh my gosh, evil wench. Say that the files were on her desk, she was going through them, and she would release them. They were only going to redact the names of the victims. Well, here's my thing. As much as Trump was in it and they were trying to redact, everybody knew that he was, what was it? He was already given an initial in the case files, like DO something or another, whatever. Had they had to redact all of that, it would have been all blacked out because Trump was all over it. He is an abuser, a pedophile, a child sexual trafficker. I mean, they brought some of the girls from Mar-a-Lago to Jeff Epstein and then brought them back to Mar-a-Lago. He did the pageants with the little girls and talked about going in and seeing them naked. 14-year-olds. This is why a lot of the conservatives want to lower the age of consent to 14 or 16 in some of these red states. That's disgusting because a lot of them are in lawsuits themselves. A lot of your pastors that are MAGA supporters, a lot of them, you can go on and on and on. But here's when you change the legislation and you say that you are the party of family values, I don't see it. How do I see that? Let's move on. Let's go back to this ICE situation. Seeing people treated like animals who will die under the care of this regime that is not transparent. This is not transparent. It's not transparent. Transparent at all. The big truck. Number one, due process. And you know what? All you can do is blame the Supreme Court. They knew it. They could have, they would have, they should have, but they didn't. And now look where we are. Look where we are. Because here's the thing. If they stop the midterm elections by calling martial law, and if this comes true, this is on you. If you do not care about human beings and the rest of we, the people, taxpayers, then where do we go? We cannot live under this regime. I would like to know the true deals that Trump has made with Putin and the true deals that Trump has made with Benjamin Netanyahu. I can speculate, and I've seen an ad for the Gaza Strip. I know that in Qatar there's going to be a Trump building or golf course. I know that in Saudi Arabia's venture, there's a lot of Trump stuff going on. Syria. So when you start talking about you didn't vote for this, but you voted for people to be treated like animals and eventually be treated like slaves on farms as migrants, you yourself are an animal, period. Trash, garbage. When you are okay with other people being treated, human beings being treated like garbage, you yourself are the garbage. And you need to find a can to crawl into. I'm so frustrated with the okay for this, not okay for that. But in reality, if you're not okay with our allies, if you're not okay with the Epstein files being hidden, because we know there is enough evidence already out there that proves what they're hiding now. Or they say it doesn't exist. I don't know. Conspiracies, propaganda, rabbit holes, hoops to jump into. If you stop jumping into the conspiracies, you won't have as much problems getting out of them. Because once you're into them and you're listening to someone like MT Rex as she waves her little dino arms about the government being in control of weather, then she's turning around and she's blaming Trump for Texas. You see, y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I got to go get some stuff done. Bye, y'all.